All right, so it looks like Susie's here. Hey, hey. This is hello, everyone. I'll be listening and getting ready for my class. Much love. Well, I hope that you have a great class and I hope that you have a fabulous week as well. Okay, so I thoroughly enjoyed last week's weekly reading chat that we had. I really love all the elements that I've kind of added into this so that we can have more coming together and communication, and I just love all that stuff. So anyway, before we get started, just wanted to show you guys some of the decks that I'm going to be using for this week's reading. So of course, my Wally's World Oracle, like, always gotta have that. And if you're interested in my Wally's World, the link is down below. I'm also going to be using my Mystical Cats Tarot. So I'm going to use this deck in actually my Wally's World for the actual week ahead reading. But I'm also going to be doing the elemental reading. So for each of the 4 elements. So you fire signs and water signs and earth signs and air signs out there. I'm going to use my Northern Animal Tarot for that one. It looks like there was a definite winner for the special question that you guys voted on in the YouTube poll and the Patreon poll, and we'll get to that soon. But I'm going to be using the Weird Cat Tarot for that particular question. And then there will be a viewer's choice poll later on, so everybody that's in the chat will be able to vote on which of the 2 questions that I have for you guys. And I'm actually going to use the Oracle of the Strange Forest for that one. So actually the creator, Gabrielle Nash, is the one that did both of these, and I just wanted to bust both of them out. And then at the very end, anybody who has done the super chats or super stickers, I'll do a 1-card pull for you at the very end of today's chat. And I have this particular deck here. It's Sember or Kember, but it's all in Russian, but there aren't any keywords on the cards, and that's why I got them, because I love the images, and of course it's kitty cats, but it really helps with my intuition, so I am going to use that deck. Let's see, Susie said, oh my goodness, you look so pretty. Hey everyone, I won't be typing. Oh, thank you. Okay, so all of my information is down below. If anybody would ever like to come check out the Instagram at Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, you can DM me on there. My email address is also down below, as well as my website if you want to check out my goodies that I have on my website. It's all redesigned. I think it looks nice, I'm kind of proud of it. So yeah, if you want to see the redesigned website, and also if you're interested in my newsletter, I only send out a newsletter once a month. So it's on the 1st of every month. I don't spam people's inboxes. It's if you sign up for the newsletter, you sign up for the newsletter, but it has tons of, little like crafty goodness, sometimes witchy spells, the channels that I'm watching, the decks that I'm using, crystals that I'm using, herbs, things like that. So if you're interested in any of those things, definitely sign up for my newsletter. I believe my newsletter is about 300 and some people strong, so I was like, so anyway, the link for that is also down below. And also I'm going to be using a couple of tools from Desert Cauldron, which is the shop that James run. And actually a lot of the stuff is right there. That's that shelf that you guys see. That is our Desert Cauldron shop, and a lot of new things are still getting made, as we brought stuff back from Tucson, because it was a lot of goodies, you guys. But if you're interested in witchy tools and handmade items and locally crafted artisan items, then definitely check out Desert Cauldron. All of that is down below. All right, so looks like Debbie is here. Hello, hello. And Maria says, buenos dias, everyone. Hello, hello. All right, you guys, so let's go ahead and get started. So if you don't know the format for my weekly chat, this is all new. We started it last week, and this is our second kind of weekly reading chat, that I'm doing. And I'm also going to be doing the monthly readings a little bit different. So as we get into April, instead of having a pre-recorded monthly reading for everyone, I want it to be a little bit more specific by dividing it into the zodiac signs. So there will be 12 videos, for the 12 zodiac signs leading up to April, so that way everybody can kind of get their own kind of individualized reading going into that particular month. Okay, so just kind of look out for those things. And by the way, thank you for everybody who has supported this channel, you know, coming in, popping in, hanging out with us, those people that have decided to make contributions on Patreon and PayPal. I also have a brand new YouTube's memberships if you guys are interested, but it definitely helps to support what I do here so that I can, you know, create more tools and bring more things in to help you guys. And I think it's just a wonderful exchange of energy. So thank you to everybody in whatever way you guys have been able to support. Okay, so for this particular chat, I'm going to cast an elemental circle, much like when I'm working at my altar, which my altar is right here. I'm going to talk about the Mayan astrological message for today, but also kind of throughout the week, because I am a Mayan astrologist and I like to kind of incorporate that in. But also, you know, if you know other forms of astrology, mesh it all together. I think that the more we know and understand, no matter where it's coming from, the bigger picture we can get on things. I'm also going to talk about the herb of the week, and hopefully you guys all have this particular type of herb. I'm going to go into the 7-day forecast for the challenges and blocks, or blessings and blocks. I'm also going to be going into our elemental forecast reading, our special question that you guys voted on, the viewer's choice poll, which you guys will be able to vote in during today's chat. We'll do a bit of a healing, and then everybody who did super chats or super stickers during today's chat, I will do a 1-card draw for your question at the very end. We'll do a closing of the circle, and then give out all my kudos and thanks to everybody who has helped. Okay, so let's go ahead and cast that circle. So let's start by lighting our candle. There we go. All right, candle has been lit, and from there I have my little goddess statue and my sandalwood cone incense. I believe it has a very healing, cleansing scent to it. So we're just going to give that a little bit of a burn. That burn just a little bit before I blow it out. All right, so just place that in here and just kind of creating a nice calming atmosphere for you guys. Okay, let me fix that. Okay. I do like to use sound for clearing, so we're going to use a little bit of my singing bowl, just kind of clear the area. Sound, energy, vibration goes through all, so it doesn't matter where you guys are at. We want to just kind of clear the area. Also doing a bit of clearing my energy as well, so that the messages come through nice and clear, straight from source. All right. Silver Star is here. It says, hey, morning loves. Actually made it today. No work. It's snowing, so I get today off. Woo woo. Hope all of you are doing well. Hope you're doing well. And Beautiful is here. Hello, hello. All right. So, the wand that I'm going to use for this, I do like to use sometimes just a crystal with a point, or sometimes I'll use an actual wand when I am casting my circle. Just kind of depends on what my intuition is saying. And for today, before I even started this chat, as I was just kind of tuning into the energy of what might be the messages, I felt just very grounded, very earthy. Hence why I'm just wearing like a lot of very earthy jewelry, because my jewelry, I don't just wear it for like pretty aesthetic, but you know, I pick things based on the energy that I want to embody for the day. So I actually have these earrings that I made. These are copper, and so copper I think has that high vibe energy, but it also can be a very grounding and protective energy. And also I have a lot of my tiger eye and agate and wood and things like that. Again, very grounding, and I just felt like today going to need a lot of grounding energy. And so we'll see, you know, what the cards say for the week. But the wand that I'm going to be using, this is actually, I pulled this out of Desert Cauldron. It's a wand that James and I created, and we only have a few of these. But this is antelope bone. And by the way, if you're ever wondering, with any of our Desert Cauldron items, everything has been ethically obtained. So no way were they ever, you know, like breeding animals for harm. So these are animals that have passed away in zoos or on the side of the road, or, you know, just kind of out and about in the wild and things like that. But this is an antelope leg bone. We also have a chlorite included quartz at the very top, and a grackle feather given to our fellow grackles. It was felled from them out in the trees that we have out there. And so I really wanted this kind of air energy from the grackle to kind of just kind of wash away and blow away some of that negativity and excess energy that maybe people have been feeling lately. And I feel that grackle, it being a very proud, and if you guys have ever seen grackles, like their heads are always up to the sky, you know, they're connected to the source, but also just proudly exuding, you know, just this clearing energy. And I really wanted that for today's circle. Of course, antelope being very fast, but also very grounded and having that direct connection to source. Chlorite included quartz, again, really good for grounding and booyah, just crown chakras. This is like root and crown chakras, as well as just straight source energy. So I just really wanted to use this. So, okay. To the north is behind me, and that's where I will be starting for this circle. Okay, so I ask the elemental energies of the north to help us to strengthen the circle. I ask the energies of the east, with that air energy, to help us enliven the circle. I ask the elemental energies of the south to help us to illuminate this circle. And I ask the energies of the west to help us cleanse this circle. All right, so it is. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I have my little notes here so I don't lose track. Looks like V is here. Hey, what's up, girl? Okay, so let's take a look at this upcoming week. So we're already in March. The Ides of March are upon us. If you haven't already, V, who has popped in, created this collab group with a lot of us, and here in the community, a lot of people, you know, kind of joined and kind of popped in and out. But every month there is a particular pick a card reading that we all vote on. And we did one for March, which it was like, what good luck is coming your way. And everybody just was so creative. Everybody that's in the collab group did this really creative pick a card reading with interesting intros and just a lot of really interesting messages. And I like that it's coming from so many different types of readers with so many different ways of reading and connecting to messages and energy. So you guys definitely check out those videos if you haven't already. And there's something cooking up for April, so, you know, stay tuned. Okay, looks like Wally has already got a card for us. All right. Oh. Okay. All right. So this makes sense, and this will make a lot more sense to you guys when I get into the Mayan astrological message. But this particular card here, is actually taken at sunset, going into pretty far east in East County, San Diego. And so it was really nice out there. Weren't a lot of cars. It was a Sunday drive. Today is Sunday, so I think it's a nice coinky-dink there. But I feel like the energy of this week is all about really understanding, finally understanding that there are some things that need to come to an end in your life, whether it be friendships or ways of doing things or just old habits, things that just aren't in alignment with where you are now, because we are ever evolving. We're growing and changing. That's just the nature of being a human being or anything on this planet. Everything grows and evolves. And we can't possibly keep who we were last year, 10 years ago, 20 years ago or more, because we change. As you know, we get into new experiences, we have new opportunities. Hey, Gemini! We meet new people and we can't help but grow. So I think that sometimes we feel bad letting go of certain things. This is needing some clarity. Well, you're in the right place, as we all. But I think many of us have gotten to a place where we realize it's not maybe healthy to continue holding on to certain things for fear of hurting somebody's feelings, but that's the way things have always been done, or letting things go because it's connected to something in the past, and you're afraid that if you let go of a particular thing, that means that memory goes away, which it doesn't. It's all here and it's all in here. So I think it's really good to take stock this week with what needs to finally be let go of, in whatever form that may mean for you personally. I think because, like I said, we've gotten to this point where it's like, oh, I think I do need to let this go. And it's not always going to be easy, but it'll be for the best and highest good of that object, that person, that situation, that thing, but also for you. And so that's what I'm getting for just kind of the theme before we get into, the nitty-gritty of the week. It's just we're going into the release of something so that new things can come into our lives, and everybody's asking, I would love to have more abundance, or closer friendships, or love, or I want a new career to come to my way. And for those new things to come in, something needs to be released. Okay, so just a reminder for that this week. Okay, so let me place that card there just so I can kind of reference it and keep looking back at it as we go into our weekly read. All right, so I said that card connected with the Mayan astrological energies for this week. But as I talk about Mayan astrological energy, if you understand Western astrology or Eastern astrology, please take what you know and just kind of mix it in with what I'm telling you. So don't take what I tell you as being like the one and only point of view. There's so many different points of view out there. Mesh them all together to get the message that is right for you. Okay. Silver Star saying hello to everybody. Okay, so today's energy is 12 Ik. So just a quick recap. In Mayan astrology, there are 20 day signs, and they all have a mythology behind them. And so everything's been given kind of like an archetype. So they call them like day lords, and we have year lords, which are gods and goddesses that represent a particular thing, a particular type of energy. It is energy, but again, they've put them kind of in human form. And there are 13-day long weeks, whereas we have 7-day weeks. The Mayans in their spiritual calendar, the Tolkien calendar, would have had 13 days. So today is 12 Ik, and as the numbers get higher, technically they do have a lot more force and energy behind them. So when you pair a particular number with a particular day sign, you get a very unique combination. Today is 12 Ik. Ik is the hurricane. It's known as the winds of change. We've actually had a lot of wind here in Arizona, so it could be the literal wind, but we think about the winds of change in our life. Where do we want to blow things out? Do we want things to be kind of a gentle breeze, just kind of like maybe just kind of blow things out a little bit here, kind of like I see my sandalwood cone incense. It's just, the smoke is just kind of gently wafting. Or do you need some major hurricane, like class 5 winds, just blowing stuff out like immediately that doesn't need to be there anymore? You get to make that choice today with the number 12, because 12 is all about reflection. So take a look at where you are in your life right now. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to be even by the end of this week? Where do you want to be by the end of the month, by the end of the year? And think about what adjustments or changes or certain things need to, get blown out in order for that to happen. So each day, although has its unique energy, it does affect, like a butterfly ripple effect, the rest of the days, months, and years. So what do you want to do today with that powerful 12 energy to kind of either blow things out gently or blow things out like a hurricane? Okay, so the choice is yours today, and it's always your choice. All right. Tomorrow, then, I do want to mention Monday, we are at the end of what's called a trecena, a 13-day week. That is the most powerful day in all of the trecena, next to a 1 day, which would be on Tuesday. But tomorrow is going to be a 13 Akbal. Technically, my birth sign is Akbal. It means the dawn, new beginnings. It's supposed to be, in their mythology, the very first sunrise for planet Earth. And so it being a very powerful day tomorrow, if you want to do spell work, meditation, whatever your spiritual practice is, tomorrow is a great day for it. And think about what new thing you want to begin. But that means that you're going to take today for some reflection about that new thing that you want to start bringing in tomorrow, even if it's just the thought of it, and bringing that in. Or maybe you're actually going to take some action tomorrow. You're going to have a lot of wonderful energy behind you for that. Okay, so like I said, we are going to start all over the trecena with the number 1 again, and that starts on Tuesday, and that's going to be 1 Kan. And Kan is the fisherman's net, and it's the nahual, or meaning spirit, of prisons, both visible and invisible. But it also meaning the fisherman's net, meaning how you wish to touch the lives of other people, how you wish to spread your energy. So with that 1 day, those brand new beginnings, how do you want to get yourself out of maybe some self-imposed prisons? Where have you been keeping yourself caged? And also, where do you see yourself in relation to other people, and how you may affect their energy, or how you want to give to other people, how you want to help other people? How do you want to cast that fisherman's net wide? And also, if you're looking to bring stuff in, kind of like a fisherman casting a net, trying to bring in fish, how do you want to bring in abundance? What steps are you going to take for whatever that may be? Maybe you want more love in your life, or you want more money in your life. You want more opportunities for friendships in your life. So how are you going to cast that net? And Tuesday will be a wonderful day to kind of plan that. Okay, ending our technical week for us, it's today's reading to Saturday of next week. And so by Saturday of next week, it's going to be 5 Lamat. So 5 is a rushing energy, speed energy, like, woo, Sheldon, hey. I'm just taking a look at my notes real quick. So Lamat represents the naqual of animals and also seeds, so beginning things. It also represents the 4 colors of corn in the Mayan culture. So it was red, black, yellow, and white. And they also represented what they thought were the 4 peoples of the world, or the 4 colors of people of the world. So in essence, corn was life, people is life. And so that's how they equated things. So thinking about Lamat and this rushing energy that we're going to be in on Saturday. So what seeds do you want to plant that you would like to see a quick return on? Some things take a little bit longer to see return. Like let's say I'm planning for retirement or something like that. Obviously, I'm not going to see that turnaround like the following day. I'm not going to see that till I'm towards retirement age. But what are some things that you want to see happen soon? Think about what you want to plant on Saturday. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed the Mayan astrological look at things. And like I said, it also connected with this card here, You know, 13 tomorrow being endings of things, but also new beginnings. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind. Um, wondering who's behind me in the blue dress. It's actually one of my altar cloths. So it's, well, you guys look up there, it's my altar. But you know what? I would totally wear this as a dress. And I can sew, by the way. I just don't have my sewing machine here. And I can't wait to actually bust it out of storage when we have our home. Okay, the herb of the week, you guys. So those of you that like to do a little bit of green witchery, little kitchen witchery, I again try to pick herbs that I hope that people have and you don't have to go looking into specialty stores for. Okay, so I have brought in ginger. This here is ground ginger. I had some fresh ginger. I also have some dried ginger slices. Comes in many forms. You know, like I said, dried, fresh, ground, chopped, minced, whatever it may be. But ginger is a wonderful herb for this week. And since you know, looking into the energy this week astrologically and from what our oracle card has said is all about endings and beginnings, well, that's going to require some healing, you know, as we bring things to an end, as we are bringing new things in, right? And so a wonderful herb for healing, which, you know, a lot of our herbs are very healing herbs, but this one has kind of that spice, that kick to it, for some quicker healing. And I think that ginger is really good for that. Ginger is also really good for nausea. You know, some people drink ginger beer. It's not an actual beer, but some people drink ginger beer, which for its bubbles and also for the ginger to help settle an upset stomach. You know, so if you're feeling maybe a little queasy about making certain changes in your life, you know, because change can be kind of unsettling, maybe to kind of help settle your physical stomach while you're trying to move things around in your life, maybe you can take in a little bit of ginger. You can put it in your food. You can also put it in drink. And I will give you guys a family recipe of mine from my Filipino side of the family. It's also really good for helping to lower blood sugar. You know, those of you that need help in that area, and also really good for osteoarthritis because it's an anti-inflammatory. Silver Star says, I love ginger. Make me a cup of ginger and turmeric. Yummy. Awesome. So for me, if ever like I start to feel like I'm getting a sore throat or I'm start to feeling a little sick or I have friends, you know, that are like starting to feel a little bit under the weather, I'm like, let me make my family recipe for you. So with ginger, in case you guys are wondering about this recipe, it's very simple to make. Just get a saucepan, fill it up 3/4 of the way with water. Take a half a root of fresh ginger if you have it. If you don't have fresh ginger, I don't know, take like a handful of like dried ginger slices and throw it into the pan. But if you have fresh ginger, chop it up into slices, put it into the saucepan, and then take a half a cup of brown sugar, pour it in, bring it to a boil, let it boil for I don't know, I'd say about 20 minutes because you're going to start to see it boil down, and that's when we're really starting to extract. It's kind of a decoction, extracting some of the yumminess from the ginger and also its medicinal properties. Sophie, hey! So let it boil down just a little bit, maybe about 20 minutes or so. You know, keep stirring. It's going to be a dark color because of the brown sugar. After that, I would say turn off the stove and just let it sit there for, I don't know, another 20, 25 minutes. Obviously, if it's gotten a little too cool for you, you can warm it back up again. But I really like the ginger to seep into that water because I want the most out of that ginger to help with medicine. So obviously, there's going to be a bunch of ginger chunks and stuff in there. So take a mug, get a little strainer. I put the strainer on top of the mug and I just pour the liquid into the mug so that way all the chunks don't fall into your mug of tea. You can throw in an extra slice into the tea in case you just want to chew on a ginger slice. I mean, it's not bad for you. You can do that if you want to. But I find that throwing in the extra slice, you really, really become super gingery and it becomes like fire. Like it knocks your socks off. So you know, like I said, if anybody I know is feeling under the weather, I'll make that for them. I'll just put it in a tumbler or a mug or something, just kind of give it to them. Or if I'm starting to feel like the slightest tickle of anything in my throat, like, you know, when your body feels like something's coming on, you're like, oh, I think I'm getting sick. Have a drink of that. Not only will your sinuses be nice and clear, you're like, whoo, feel like you got kicked in the butt with some fire. But you you literally start to feel a lot better afterwards. And so I would say just drink that 2-3 times a day until you start feeling a lot better. Of course, you know, taking care of yourself, drinking lots of fluids, eating good foods, getting plenty of rest, all those things that, you know, we know help ourselves get better. But that tea, family recipe, you guys, I say it works 100% of the time. Okay, so that is the herb of the week. See if you guys can incorporate some ginger this week for that healing. Also, I hope you guys had a good time last week with turmeric. So let me know how you guys used a little bit of turmeric maybe this past week, maybe in some cooking, maybe in some tea. Okay, let's get into our 7-day forecast. Let's do this. All right, so just kind of moving stuff around so I don't hit stuff. Okay, give me a moment while I pull all of the cards for the blessings and blocks, starting with today. So it'll be Sunday all the way through Saturday of next week, okay? Monday. I'm sorry, Sunday. Monday. Tuesday. Wednesday. Thursday. Okay. All right, if you guys are wondering the deck that I'm using for the 7-day forecast, this is my Mystical Cats Tarot. So I know I've done a review on, I think, almost every deck I own, so you can check out my deck review playlist in case you guys are interested, but I love me some kittens, that's why it's in the name. Okay, so let's take a look at today. What's in store for us today? No matter what time zone you're in, you can still take a little bit of advantage of this. All right, so let's take a look at our blessings. So here we have the 4 of C, which is like the 4 of Cups. And I think the blessing today, and also thinking about our energy that we had today, which is 12 Akba, blowing things out that we don't need anymore. And I think that today is a great opportunity to relax a little, kind of rest, to kind of take stock of some things and realize that not everything needs to get done right now. So if you don't catch every little detail of your life today, it's fine. You know, it's just, you can decide whether the energy is a big hurricane type energy today or just a gentle breeze. And if all you have energy for is just a little gentle breeze of starting to maybe declutter, clear things out, you know, declutter in the metaphorical and I guess physical sense, then that's fine too. So please honor your energy today. That is a blessing for today since it is Sunday. And for the most part, most people on Sundays do relax a little bit. So take advantage of the energy of today and decide, maybe I just want to work on this part. So the blessing is you don't need to get everything done right now, nor do you ever really need to get everything done right now. Relax to the degree that you wish to relax. This is all up to you. And just focus on maybe 2 things, but maybe just one thing that you want to work on, okay? Realizing that maybe you can't see everything yet, and well, maybe we're not meant to see everything yet. Okay, so that is one of our blessings for today. One of our blockages we might have for today, we have the Sky Kitten, which is kind of our Page of Swords. The block for today, my block is for doing this opportunity that we have here. We might be like, okay, it's Sunday. game plan time. Okay, I want to do this on Monday. I'm going to do this on Tuesday. And then, oh, maybe I need to get all this done because I want this done before the week starts tomorrow. And I want to do this and this and this and this. In which case, remember that you're deciding to take that hurricane energy and throw it all over the place with, well, I got to do this, this, and this. But think, how is it going to affect you tomorrow and Tuesday and the rest of the week? If your mind is abuzz with all the things that you think that maybe you need to get done right now, you're probably going to be exhausted by Monday morning. So take some time to maybe just focus on one thing and realize, little sky kitten here, you don't need to get everything done right now. So if you feel yourself going, I gotta do this, because I don't want to do this later. So think, okay, whoa, chill pill, ground, hence all the grounding stuff that I'm wearing today, right? Ground. What absolutely, absolutely, without any question, needs to get done right now. And I'm just going to focus on that because I'm a human being. I'm not a robot. Okay. And that's what you focus on. Okay. How quickly you want to do it, that's up to you. But maybe just focus on one thing. All right. So our block is, we could get a little cray-cray, thinking we need to get everything for the entire week, or maybe the entire month done today, specifically because it's Sunday. Okay, so as Susie said, still listening, that sure matches the Taurus moon today. Kick back and relax. Yes, actually, where was I gonna, there was something, oh, I'm gonna bring that up in the viewer poll later on when you guys get to vote on which question you would like me to pull cards for next. I am actually going off of today's Taurus moon about relaxation, cuddling, just chillaxing, maybe indulging in a little bit of food, you know, if you have some comfort food, you know, things like that. So, we will get to that later. Oh, beautiful, subscribe, thank you. Okay, so let's take a look at the blessings for tomorrow, Monday. We have consequences. And you know what? And by the way, they redo the major arcana kind of in this deck a little bit, but this is our 11 card. So consequences. What I'm getting with that for tomorrow as a blessing, Gemini said that block is so me. I'm always planning out my weeks, which is good, you know, to have a plan, you guys, but maybe not make everything so rigid and so lockstep that you don't leave yourself open for other opportunities, I think is just kind of what the message is. Susie said, where's the thunder? Good food. Oh, I know. Where has the thunder been lately? Kind of pops in and out every now and then, but hopefully you've seen that we're here on Sundays. So the blessing for tomorrow is seeing the results of our actions. Sometimes we don't know if we are doing things for our best and highest good unless we see the consequences or the result of our previous actions, our previous thoughts, and our previous energy. So let's say today we decided to really embrace the sky kitten and get cray-cray and just decide I'm going to do everything. What's the consequence tomorrow? Well, it could be really hard for me to get up tomorrow morning. I might be very cranky, which is going to affect the people around me because I might be more snippy at them. I may be more forgetful because I didn't get to get a full night's rest. So then you might start to get frustrated because maybe language isn't coming as smoothly. Oftentimes, when we're sleep deprived, it's really hard to communicate, to speak, to think, to remember the easiest things and the easiest of tasks because we're sleep deprived. And if we put stress on top of it, oh my gosh, it's like our memory just goes, Silver Star said, Goddess Nyx just popped out of my deck. Literally says, beckons you to relax and find peace within the deep mystery. Exactly. Thank you. So yeah, try to have a little bit of foresight into everything that you're doing right now. Remember, you don't have to do everything right now, but whatever it is you try to do now, think of how is this going to affect my energy tomorrow and everybody who surrounds me tomorrow. So just, have a little think about that. Sophie's like, I know what you mean. So, but it's good that we see the result of our actions and our consequences, because it helps us to adjust. So let's say we did go cray cray today. That's not a negative on you. That's not, that was a choice that you made. And tomorrow you get to see the result of that choice. And if you decide that it had a negative effect on you, well, then you get to learn from it. And you're saying, okay, that happened last time. I don't want to feel like that on Monday ever again. So this is what I'm going to do next time. That's how we learn, and that's how we grow. We can't be in this mindset, which I'm also talking to myself, of being a perfectionist, thinking that things need to be successful and correct all the time. Because if they are, how am I ever supposed to get better at everything if I'm always just good at everything? You know what I mean? So it's okay, make mistakes. Don't think of it as a mark on you or anything. It's just part of the human experience. And by allowing yourself to make mistakes or reflect on things and decide maybe that wasn't in my best and highest good, that's how you grow. That's a positive. That's a gold star right there. Okay, so think about that for Tuesday. That's one of the blessings, is you'll be able to see that everything that you did today, how do you feel tomorrow? How are you interacting with people, tomorrow? And you'll be able to reflect on that and see if you want to continue down that path or you want to change things up a bit. So that there is a blessing in itself. The blocks then we have are the Two of Fire. And the Two of Fire, I think, kind of what I'm feeling is, as this kitten is just kind of waiting there at these doors, is there are some things that obviously all of us, and it's different for all of us, we would like to come into our lives. Some people want a new job. Some people want more money. Some people want a fix to a relationship, or they want a new relationship, or, we all have our different things in our lives. But I think that there are several of us who are waiting for that thing, kind of just sitting there like, okay, where's the thing? Like, I've been really good, and I, quote unquote good, I've been a good person, and, I think I've done all the things that I need to get that thing, so where's that thing? And I think by being in that waiting mode, like, hello, bestow upon me all the riches, all the things, where is it? I'm waiting, that your focus is not in the present, and it actually blocks those things from coming in. I think this is kind of a repeat of something that I said last week too, or for this past week. So this is kind of a continuation of that energy of, if you're always waiting, like this little kitten here, looking off into the distance, when's it coming? When's it coming? I am totally disregarding everything that's over here, kind of almost our little kitten with the Four of Cups. I'm disregarding everything over here. There might be opportunities here, people that I could connect with that might bring in those opportunities, and because it doesn't look the way I think it should look, I continue to wait almost perpetually. So I'm just, when's the thing coming? And then we get mad because, did I do something wrong? Why does the universe hate me? And the universe has been over here like, hey, hello, hello. And you're like, so just be mindful of that, especially on Tuesday, or Monday, where we're kind of looking off into the distance. And it's a powerful, powerful energy on Monday. Remember, it's a 13-day. It's the end of the Tresena. So do we want to bring in the energy of that thing will never come and I'm perpetually waiting? Or are you going to maybe look the other way and say, I don't know what that thing will look like, but I'm open to it, but I'm not going to definitely wait around for it. I'm going to continue living my life and doing my thing. Okay, so just be wary of that block tomorrow. And like I said, these energies don't stay in one day of the week. They kind of spread out. All right, so Susie's got to run. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Have a great week. KO is here. Hello. All right, so Tuesday, let's see. All right, so our blessings for Tuesday, we have the Eight of Earth. Okay, so let's see, Tuesday. Oh, that's right. Tuesday in my astrology is one Khan. Remember, I talked about one being new beginnings and Khan being that fisherman's net. So either releasing yourself from a self-imposed prison or thinking about how you want to spread your net wide in order to bring in certain things, or how you want to touch other people's lives. And so with this Eight of Earth here, which would be like the Eight of Pentacles, I really see that there is some lovely things that you do just by being you, that is going to be work towards those things that you've been waiting for, if that makes sense. So if you're working towards, let's just say money, and I keep thinking money because March, I think green. So let's just say, for instance, maybe that's not the thing you're working towards, but let's say you're working towards more money because you have a particular thing in mind that you want to do with that money. Okay. And maybe the thing that you do really well is network, meaning you're really good chatty. Hello, my Geminis out there. You're really good chatty with different people. You're good at networking. On Tuesday, you have the opportunity to do what you do best to eventually bring in the thing that you've been hoping to manifest. So whatever your strong suit is, maybe it's writing, maybe it's communication, maybe it's art, maybe it's mathematics, I don't know. But really hone and work on your specialty on Tuesday. And even if it doesn't seem like work, like you're just talking to a friend on the phone, but that's what you do best. You love to talk, let's say, or you love crunching the numbers and you decide, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and maybe start doing my taxes. And maybe I'll help a friend because they hate crunching the numbers, but I'm really good at it. So I'm going to help them out. Okay, so do what you do best on Tuesday, because that's going to open up the manifestation that you've been trying to bring in recently. Okay, so do you, you do you, boo, on Tuesday. So think of what your strong suit is and work on it. Even if you don't know how that even correlates with the thing you're trying to manifest. Like if you're a really good cook and you're like, well, I was trying to bring in more money. What does me cooking a good dinner have to do anything? Let's not question anything. Let's just go into what we do best. And it definitely changes your energy up. So think about that. Okay. Let me see. Let me go back here. Yay. Okay. So let's go into maybe some blocks for Tuesday. We have the 6 of C. So some blockages that could block us from doing the thing that we do best is the thinking that the thing you want to manifest is too hard. It's like, okay, well, I'm really good at cooking, but that has nothing to do with making money. And it's going to be a long, hard road to making money because insert whatever fears you may have. And that's putting a block on that manifestation because you're like, oh, it's going to be too long before I get the thing. We don't know. We don't know. We're constantly making a bazillion decisions and manifesting our future. Like, we don't know. So do what you do best. Get in that energy, and it could be that you just shifted yourself into a more positive mindset because you're doing something that you know how to do and you're happy doing it. And that's all that was needed to help bring in the thing. Whoever knows how that thing was going to get brought in. But if we're constantly in this mindset of like, oh my gosh, it's going to be too hard. It's not going to get here in time. I'm going to go greater waiting for this thing. Then of course it's going to be a really long time before that thing manifests because you've decided it's going to be a long time. Okay. Because you are a little manifester. We all are. And if we think that that's how it's going to be, then that's probably how it's going to be. We end up blocking ourselves from the things that we truly want. Hello, subconscious. So just kind of keep that in mind for Tuesday. All right, going into Wednesday, we have the fire kitten. So this is our little page of wands. So kind of in that energy that you did previously on Tuesday, doing the things you love to do best, it looks like a little opportunity has come in. It may not be an in-your-face opportunity, but let's keep the cooking thing in mind because I'm actually kind of hungry right now, so I'm thinking of food. Maybe I'll make something with ginger. But let's say, okay, cooking. When it comes to cooking some Pinoy food, some Filipino food, dude, you guys, that's me. So maybe I make some, I don't know, maybe I'll make lumpia or pancit or something like that on Tuesday. Okay. Something about that energy that I was in is going to bring a little opportunity. Maybe it's an opportunity to talk to a friend just about dinner. Who knows? And that gets the conversation going into something completely different. I don't know. but something about me doing what I love to do on Tuesday is going to bring in some opportunities on Wednesday. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind, that what you do affects the future. Okay, so just a little FYI, in case we all forget, which we all do from time to time. That's why we're all here to help each other. Okay, so some blocks for Wednesday then. We have the 5 of C. Okay, this is interesting. It's like we always fight ourselves. Every time something good comes in, we overanalyze and decide, okay, well, how is that going to work, and how is this going to be the next step, which leads to this step, and how's it going to look in the end, and is it going to look just like this, and we end up overanalyzing so much in the future that we're not just grateful for the opportunities that we have in the present. Even though consciously, yes, we're grateful for all of these things and we express our gratitude, but subconsciously the brain's going trying to overanalyze everything. So let's say, opportunity does present itself because of what you did on Tuesday, it presents itself on Wednesday. And then all of a sudden you're like, okay, wait, whoa, is this the opportunity? And what if I don't take this opportunity? Does this mean I've totally screwed up, like all da 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 da? You see how we can kind of go off into, hello ego, go off into the abyss of thought land. So catch yourself, do the best you can to catch yourself when you get into this overanalyzation of every good thing, every opportunity that comes your way, and just live in the moment and be grateful for that moment. And when the little ego, the little calculating mind wants to pop in, be like, oh, but how is this? Oh, you just give it a little shush shush. Be like, I understand you want to know all the things right now, but that's not what we're doing right now, because it's not in the present right now. So just try your best to catch yourself. All right, so Thursday, let's look at our blessings for Thursday. Ooh, we have the 7 of C, the 7 of Cups. And what I'm getting looks like more opportunities. And these opportunities are directly related to our dreams. So you see how kind of throughout this week with all the cards that I've been pulling, how they're all building upon each other. Whereas today, you're taking in that Taurus energy of today's daily moon. You're resting, you're relaxing, you're maybe focusing on one thing, which then leads into Monday and you realizing, oh, okay, that was really good for me and my energy. That's fantastic. I'm going to do more of that maybe on Sunday or every other day or every day, who knows. And then you start to just maybe focus on the thing that you're really good at, regardless of what you think may come from it. You just kind of focus on that as we kind of go through the week, and then an opportunity presents itself, and now more opportunities are presenting themselves to you. Kind of see how this is flowing along here. Except this is more related to opportunities of the things that you've been dreaming of. So these might be more long-term goals, these opportunities that pop up, whereas I think for the previous day, the opportunity is something for more immediate, in the immediate future. But this is more long-term future, and you're like, oh, okay. And maybe you won't recognize them as opportunities, but since you're more in the present, you're more grounded, all these grounding things that I've worn today, you are happiest just living and doing these things, and you end up going forth into those opportunities just with bliss, and gratitude. But the blocks that may come up, the Tower. Oh no, little kitten tower. Just what I'm really getting with that is, if a wrench gets thrown into things, as things do, life happens, right? And so let's say on Thursday, something happens, I don't know, the hot water goes out or something like that. Oh my gosh, a ginormous bill. It's very easy for us to get sucked down into overthinking land and block us from all the things that could help us out of that situation, because we become very tunnel vision, very overly focused on the quote unquote bad thing that is happening. Oh my gosh, this went out, or this broke, my starter broke in my car, or something like that. And we cannot see maybe the opportunities that are out there to help us not only get through the current situation, but to get back into the energy that we were in prior. Okay, so just just be mindful of that, just in case, something kind of comes in and throws us off balance, which happens. um, to not just get sucked into that energy. Yes, you have to deal with that thing, but that doesn't have to now be the over-consuming energy that you allow yourself to be in. Okay. So Silver Star saying bye to everyone. Okay, so on Friday then, let's take a look at the blessings. We have the 9 of Earth. Dude, so let's say you take advantage of that tower moment. Yes, we can take advantage of those moments where, okay, something happened. Preferably, I wish it didn't happen, but I maintained my cool. I decided, okay, this is the only thing I can do here in the present. Hey, Annette! I can only work on this right now. I can't work on all this stuff in the future for right now. Let's say the starter did go out in your car. The starter went out. Okay, I got to get a new starter. I don't have time to think about all the other bazillion things that may be wrong with the vehicle. Let's just focus on the starter and, money for the starter. Okay. But that's not going to take me out of all the other things that I was doing before. Like maybe you're in the middle of painting something. So getting a brand new starter and all of that is not going to take all day, and it shouldn't take all of your mental energy because you already know, I just have to change this one thing. Okay, that thing's gonna get done, take it to the mechanic, whatever. It's out of thought, out of mind, and I'm just going back into the energy I was in before, which I was peacefully drawing. This shouldn't mess up my whole day. I'm not gonna allow it to mess up my whole day. So then we get into a more abundant energy the following day. Okay, all of these things piling on top of each other. So now there is an opportunity for things to come in. So maybe it is money that comes in, which now covers the cost of what you previously paid for the previous day. Where you were like, oh my gosh, this is going to cost a lot. And instead of being in now I don't have this and how I'm going to do this and this and this, you're just like, well, that's what I had to do for now. I'm going to go back to the thing that I was doing before, which was painting, and I was feeling pretty good doing it. I'm not going to let it mess up my day. By changing that energy, you allowed the door to be open for abundance. And who knows, all of a sudden the money that you just put into the starter, you just got back. Okay? I'm just saying this is for instance. I'm not saying anybody's starter is going out. I'm just saying for instance. Okay, so possible blocks to that. We have the Ace of Fire. And so, what I was getting right away is, let's say some money did come in. Sometimes our tendency is to basically light it on fire, spend it as fast as possible. And I was getting like just like put on the brakes. Once abundance comes in, we don't have to like use it all up in 5 minutes. Just be grateful for it and decide whenever you're going to use it, whatever that abundance is. It doesn't always have to be money, but you don't have to set it on fire. You don't have to feel like you need to use it all up now to show that you are grateful for it. Okay, so just that came in like a ton of bricks. Okay, so Saturday, ending our technical week, we have the 10 of Sky as being an opportunity. And so let's see, Saturday was going to be 5 Lamont, so it was sowing the seeds of the things that you want in the future. So a blessing that is coming is the end to something. So perhaps it's an ending with a particular friendship, and maybe it's you guys. And I've had this where I was friends with somebody from high school and we've been friends for so long, but we didn't have anything in common anymore, except for the mere fact that we used to be friends in high school. And so I think neither of us wanted to really give up on the friendship, even though we never hung out, we never talked on the phone anymore. It was more like a once a year meeting at Christmas time to exchange gifts, but we really didn't talk the entire year. But it was just so that we could say, oh yeah, I've known that person since high school. And so this could be the time to release those friendships, not saying that you hate the person. There didn't need to be any sort of bad blood between you two. It was just this relationship at one time really served, and I think we really helped each other. But at this point, we don't really have much in common anymore. And sure, maybe we'll, keep in contact every once in a while, or we could just say, it was awesome being your friend way back when, but I don't think we have much in common anymore. And it's a gentle conversation. You know, nobody was the bad person, but I do get that this is time to let some old things go. Okay, so that the new seeds can come in, so you can plant those new seeds for those new opportunities. Okay, so some things that are just worn out and old, it might be time to let it go. Not everything that's old needs to be let go of, but if it's not serving anything, and it's definitely, like, let's say if it's a relationship, you're not helping each other in any way, or you both aren't growing together in any way, it might be time to let it go. Okay, the blocks to that then, we have the Ace of Earth. And that's definitely what I'm getting, is that you may have been with someone for so long, or you may have done something for so long that it's familiar to you and it's very hard to let go of, for fear of hurting people's feelings or for fear of losing a piece of yourself. So just be mindful of that growing is not an evil thing. You're not hurting people's feelings by growing. And by changing and growing yourself, it doesn't make you a bad person, because you aren't who you were, as it should be. Okay? All right. Okay. So on that, let's go ahead and look into the elemental forecast. So if you guys want to post in the comments, what is your sign? So it could be your sun, moon, rising sign, but think of the element that you guys are. So do you have fire in that sun, moon, rising? Do you have water? Do you have earth? Do you have air? Okay, so I'm going to just pull some cards for each of those elements. This is going to be a more, even more specialized reading based on your element. Okay, so let me grab my deck for that. And that is going to be the Northern Animal Tarot. And let's see. Let's start off with fire. Where are my fire signs at? So it could be your fire sign in your sun, in your moon sign, or rising sign. But where are all the fire signs? And actually on that, before I pull a card, I'm going to grab some water. Annette loves this deck so much, dude. I got the Northern Animal Tarot, if you guys don't know. I got the Northern Animal Tarot for Christmas from James. Love this deck. I was like, it was on my wish list. I thought it's just the cutest. I love animals, you know, so. All right, so Annette is fire. Brun Oila, what's up? Water, sun, fire, moon, air, rising. All right. I think for me, where's my main fire in my chart? It's my north node. My north node in Western astrology. My north node is in Leo, so. Okay, but mostly I'm just air. I'm all. All right, so for my fire signs, let's see some extra guidance for this week. All right, we have the Six of Wands. Wands goes right with that fire, right? You guys bring the party. And I say that this week, you guys are guided towards not only bringing the party for your friends. Silver Star said, so is mine, Tara. 81 babies. Maria said, sun and moon, Gemini, Libra, rising, mostly air. Yeah, me too. Okay, but for my fire signs, wherever the fire placement is in your chart, bring in that fire and help others not only to celebrate their wins, how far they've come. Which by the way, my other moderator isn't here, but she has done the Arnold. You guys know Sherry Bug, right? So Sherry Bug did the Arnold, and she came second in her division. This was the first time that she did the Arnold Classic, which is like a bodybuilding, like weightlifting competition. And she has been on this like healing health journey for a while, and she was able to compete at the Arnold, got second in her division, and she's just been on an amazing journey. And so it's like, you know, I want to celebrate my friends, whatever their accomplishments may be. Maybe it was doing something, lifting weights, or maybe it was getting out of a bad habit or a habit that no longer served them, you know, things like that. And I want to celebrate that. So think of you guys, fire signs, who know how to bring the party. How can you help to celebrate your friends' wins? How can you help to build them up? help them feel good about their accomplishments, because we tend to be, individuals, we tend to be really modest about the things we do, especially, I don't know why this is, but women tend to be really modest about what they do. They don't want to boast or be too loud about the things they're doing. So we're like, okay, we're like the best cheerleaders, but we have a hard time cheering for ourselves. And it's not just women, but from a lady's perspective, that's just how I see things. So build people up, but also this is a great chance for you guys to build yourselves up. So throw a party for yourself. If you literally want to throw a party for yourself this week, I say do it. Like if you want to put up streamers, balloons, you want to bump the music, you want to dress crazy, you want to make a cake, which I just made a cake like last week. You want to make muffins or whatever you think a party is. I don't know, you want to bring in brewskis. Maybe you don't drink alcohol, you'll just drink some ginger beer. But bring the party, okay? And allow yourself to revel in your accomplishments. Okay, just woo, and allow others to do this for you as well. Okay, so that's your advice for this week: is throw a party for others. Could be a literal party, or maybe just a verbal party. Throw one for yourself, and allow yourself to kind of be in that energy, and allow others to do it for you. Okay. Silver Star says, that's so true. I cheer everyone around me on, need to cheer for myself. So yes, definitely be your own best cheerleader this week. And let this start to become a trend where you do this for yourself. Grun Oile says, kale applesauce muffins in a donut-shaped pan, sinful secrets. Really? Might have to give that a try. I never say no to trying something new. All right, so fire signs, bring the party. All right, let's go into our little water signs. So let's see, where do I have water in my chart? I know I have Cancer in there somewhere in the chart, not in my sun, moon, and rising. Cancer's in there somewhere. I have Scorpio in my rising, so that's some water. But yeah, if you guys have some water, let me know. I also have some water right here. Okay, water signs. What do you got going on this week? Ooh, Page of Swords. Water signs. So I must have been talking about you or talking directly to you. Where is it? Oh, for today, the Sky Kitten. This is also the Page of Swords. You got double Page of Swords. So this is probably mostly for my water signs here. With all that, those downloads that we get, water being a really good at conducting, intuition, bringing in that energy, but also feeling the emotion and all of those things. You don't have to take action on every single, like, how do I want to put this? Okay, when it comes to intuition, we get tons of downloads every single day, right? There are a lot of things we learn about ourselves, and sometimes there's just the gut feeling that, we shouldn't do this, this, or that, or maybe we should do this, this, and that. This doesn't mean that you need to allow those downloads to overwhelm you and feel like everything must be dealt with at once. Okay, as we get the downloads, we thank them. If it's something that can be worked on right now, then of course we work on it right now. If it's something that can wait for later, or that we can just maybe tell somebody about, and maybe they, it was meant for them, that intuition, and they can, make their choices accordingly. But this, I'm just getting for all my little water signs out there, that everything that you feel and every download that you're getting doesn't need to be worked on in the next 2 seconds, is what I'm getting. So this is more working on your shields and not allowing yourself to become overwhelmed by everything. So it's, and how that happens sometimes is that we put off our feelings and we put off our intuition until it hits us like a wrecking ball. Yeah, just like that. So in order for that not to happen, just as things come in, just kind of deal with them one by one instead of all at once. That's the message I was trying to get to my little water signs out there. Grun said, first thing I saw outside today was a red-tailed hawk and a trio of crows aerial fighting. That's definitely a lot of mental energy, just I would say that's a definite message. And Grun, you see all the birds up here having some issue, perhaps? All right, so again, for my water signs, just try not to overwhelm yourself. You know, take things as they come and try not to overwhelm yourself with all the things that you may feel and all of the intuitive downloads all at once, okay? All right, let's see, let's take a look at air signs. So yes, my Geminis, my Libras, so on and so forth, all my little air signs out there. Again, for your sun, moon, rising, or whatever placement it may be. Silver Star said, that's so cool. I saw 2 ravens yesterday playing in the wind. So, hey man, that's why I like using the animal decks, because I work with a lot of animal medicine, hence, you know, why the wands and the things that we make for Desert Cauldron, I like to incorporate a lot of animal energy. Obviously, you know, making sure that everything is ethically sourced, but I do believe that, you know, the spirit of that animal can help guide us. You know, just as I want to help animals that are very much alive here on Earth. Okay, so my little air signs, what do we got going on? Oh, all right, air signs, you guys have, for the most part, this like wonderful creative energy. We have a lot of ideas. Sometimes those ideas can get all like, we got too many ideas all at once. We can be very good at communication, but sometimes, you know, we can, there's always positive and negatives, all these things. So if you guys can this week get together with a person or persons that you really click with. So this could be your homies, it could be certain family members, it could even be other animals, you know, things like that. Maybe you really connect with cats and dogs, or, you know, things like that, of that nature. But find a way to work with them, to work towards your goals while helping them out in the process. So let's say you want to bring in some cat magic. Those of you that, you know, consider yourselves magical practitioners, and you want to work with feline energy, let's just say. I say that because I love cats. So I love all animals, but I love cats. So maybe I want to bring in feline energy. Oh, it's 11:11, you guys. Do make a wish. Give me a moment as I'm wishing on this here, the things that I want to create. Yeah, okay. I got it. All right, so let's say I'm working with cats and I want to manifest a particular thing. I would like to utilize the medicine of cat, while at the same time I'm offering my cat tons of love, and, you know, I'm playing with him or her, or, you know, maybe I give them a little treat or something, or they're getting nice little rub down, you know, whatever it may be, something that I feel intuitively that the cat needs. Now, if you're working with a human being, you could do something very the same. I don't know, maybe your human being needs a rub down. I don't know. But something that you could ask for them to come help you. And at the same time, it could be something that also helps them. Okay, so you want that synergy. Okay, you want that reciprocity where you and the other person, you know, are having a wonderful energetic exchange. So, you know, not using your animals, you know, as a one-way street, not using your friends as a one-way street, but seeing how you guys can help each other. If you're working with animals, how can you help each other? Okay. So for my air signs, hello. See how you can bring in someone or bring in some animal magic to help you to work towards your goals, while it also helps them to work towards theirs. Okay, and I think that you're going to make some wonderful magic this week with that. And with all the energy that we have this week, we have things coming to an end, we have new things beginning. I mean, it's a beautiful time for all of that. Let's see. Annette says, wish made. Okay, now let's go into our earth signs. And I must admit that there is 0 earth in my Western natal chart. And in my mind astrological chart, it's all fire, really. Just fire, fire. Okay. Okay, earth signs. Come on, my little earth babies. Ooh, the Hierophant. And actually in this deck you have two choices for the card that you want for your Hierophant. I just really like this one. I love the yellows, I love the roses, just my kind of Hierophant. Okay, so for my little earth babies out there, Silver Star is Taurus rising and a Capricorn moon. All right. Oh, and we have our little Hierophant. Okay. And this one being is this our only major arcana that no, we've had one major arcana this week. So this major goes with our earth signs. Okay. For my earth babies out there, we know that with earth, there's a lot of grounding into Mama Gaia. Hey, Lisa says, hey folks, just made it for the earth signs. Cappy here. So, like I said, I've worn a lot of earthy things today. Be very grounded. Our earth signs are very good at connecting with Mama Gaia, being very grounded, working with the material world, all of those things, helping to plant seeds and help things to grow in this 3D world that we have. But there can be an extreme to grounding. This is funny, I'm a life path 5. Dude. So there can be an extreme to anything, right? For every positive taken to its extreme, it could become a negative. So with our earth signs, let's say that you're very grounded in quote unquote reality. And within that 3D reality, in our little reality that we've kind of created as human beings, certain things have been deemed possible and impossible according to that 3D perspective. Could I just get up and decide without any sort of wings or feathers that I can go fly without an airplane or the assistance of anything else on top of this roof? In the 3D world, physics says that's impossible. I can't do that. So think of those things that our society, our world says that's impossible. Science says that can't be done, and science is ever evolving, but sometimes people think of it as a fixed thing. But it's time to rethink what is possible. Even though the logic mind and things may say, oh, that's impossible, or somebody growing up in this part of the world, that's impossible, or you've grown up in this particular system, or because you make a certain amount of money each month or year, then only these things are possible for you. But if we perpetuate that belief that that's all that's possible, then it will continue to be the only things that are possible for us. So it's time to rethink as it pertains to the goals and the things that you want to achieve, and maybe it's just the things that you want to achieve this week. Is it really only possible in this 3D sense? Or can I start incorporating my spirituality and everything that I know about all the different realms and dimensions, that there's spirits out there, there's dragons and the fae, and there's all these energies. And in the 3D world, they don't exist, but I know they exist. So that there is already questioning what is and is not possible on this realm, because this realm is not an island of itself. It's connected to many, many, many multiple dimensions. And so knowing that, how can I rework and train my little earthly brain to look at things a little bit differently? Start looking at the impossible as possible. And my favorite quote is "Dare to dream the impossible." And actually, that was on a bookmark that my cousin gave me back in like 1985 or 1986. And I've kept that bookmark ever since. It's got a unicorn on it. And that's basically how I live my life. Dare to dream the impossible. Somebody says I can't have this. Oh yeah, just watch me. And this is impossible to do. Oh yeah, let me show you. So let's get into that mindset, my little earthy friends. All right. Somebody says it's impossible. Let's try and prove them wrong. Okay. So let me move these over. So many wonderful messages for this week. I like it so much. Refresh and new, and the ability to connect with some of our friends, and no matter what form that may come in, and yeah, create some real magic this week, and also bringing in some of that healing medicine with ginger. All right, so The special question. So on YouTube, for my YouTube members, but also YouTube, the public, under my channel, I posted a poll for you guys. And I also posted this on Patreon. Silver Star says, I was talking about this. My favorite quote, impossible is only used in a fool's dictionary. Napoleon Bonaparte was saying, look at what was said to be impossible has become a reality. Yes. And yes, Lisa, yay! So, okay, I take what everybody asked for. So I give you guys 4 choices on the extra question for this week, and you guys get to vote on it on Patreon, YouTube members, and my public poll as well. And so the question that won was, how have I been blocking my manifestations? Okay, how have I been blocking my manifestations? That was the special question that you guys voted on. And so let's take a look at that. How have we been blocking our manifestations? And here we've been talking all about manifestation this week and things coming to an end, new things coming in. So let's use the Weird Cat Tarot for this. For all of my weird cats out there. It's got this beautiful edging. I love this purple edging. It's so quirky. It's so cute. Okay, how have we been blocking our manifestations? And it's good to know this so that we can not continue to do that, right? All right, so let's take a look. How have we been blocking our manifestations? So right now, I want you to think about the one thing. Remember the 4 cups energy today? Think about the one thing that above all else, yes, we want to manifest a lot of things, but what's the one thing on your mind most that you most want to manifest? Okay, you take a moment, I'll take a moment. Okay, and before I pull a card, how I believe that we work magic is by speaking our manifestations. Just like we speak our spells, it's a spell. Speak your manifestation. So what is it that you most want to manifest? I say, you don't have to put it in the comments. You can if you want to, but just say it out loud. Say it out loud. I don't care where you are. Just say it out loud. Forget what other people think. Okay? Grown Oila said that deck feels like a cat high on the nip. You know, I'm going to have to agree with you on that one. Okay, so what I want most, I want... you guys know I bought, land up in here in Arizona. I want to have a home on there, and I want, not just the home, but I want eventually to have a retreat there. You guys know that I have been talking about #burning sage since, before moving out here to Arizona. And that's something that I really want to do. I really, truly do want to have a retreat. I want a place where people can come and they can connect with different teachers that would possibly work at my retreat, and find different modalities for self-healing, for energy work, for all of these things, whether it's tarot or mediumship or working with crystals, or who knows what we would have out there. Maybe by then I would have horses. I don't know. I don't want to put restrictions on what it's going to look like. What I want most is to have my home there and that retreat. That's what I want most right now. Okay, so I'm speaking my manifestation. You guys speak yours. All right, so what's blocking us from those manifestations that you guys spoke out and that I just spoke out? Okay, so it's blocking us. I'm going to pull 3 cards on this one. 1, 2, 3. All right. Let's put these here out of the way so I can make room. I have so many cards everywhere now. Oh, Grown Oila said carpe po. All right, so let me just readjust. Give me a second. Let's take a look at how we might be blocking our manifestations. 2 of Wands. Maria Rojas says, I'm there when it's ready. All right. We have the 8 of Swords. And the 2 of Wands came up earlier too. Interesting. And we have the Strength card, which is my birth card, by the way. I mean, it could be the Star card because that's 17, or it could be the Strength card, but I go with the Strength card. Okay. Okay. And it is going off of the message that I literally said earlier. Um, where was my Two of Swords that I pulled in the Cat Tarot? Or sorry, Two of Wands. Okay, so remember for Monday, I pulled the Two of Wands and I was talking about us being in that waiting energy, and that if we just sit around waiting, we basically miss life. We miss the present. We miss all of those things. And so, what's blocking us from our manifestations is the sitting around and waiting for things to happen to us instead of being proactive with our energy, proactive with our thoughts, proactive with, the things, the steps we need to take, which is not always like external work, but sometimes it's the steps that we need to take within ourselves in order to achieve our goals. It's that healing work, it's that shadow work, so what's blocking us from achieving those things, like let's say what's blocking me from wanting that thing, it could be me and you guys too, sitting around trapped in our own little mind, waiting, and it's gonna look like this, and I need it to look like this, and how else is this gonna happen if it doesn't look this way, or we can't bring the home in this way, and it's very limiting, because you can only see so far, whereas your spirit sees infinitely. Okay, but the human self is blocking that off by only having a very limited point of view. It's the ego. The ego can't see the way our spirit can see. And so our little human body thinks that because the ego can only see so far, that must be all there is, and we get trapped in this Eight of Swords energy here. Okay, and then what I'm getting with the Strength card is that because things haven't manifested the way I think it should have manifested, or it hasn't manifested right now, maybe it did and it just looked like a different form, that we somehow come down on ourselves as not being witchy enough. Maybe our magic isn't strong enough. Maybe we haven't worked hard enough. And so we get down on ourselves. And if we're being not our best cheerleader, like I was talking about before, like really build yourselves up, especially my fire signs out there, and help to build up others. If we're constantly berating ourselves and talking down on ourselves, then I don't feel very good about myself. My energy doesn't feel very good about myself. How can I possibly bring in some goodness if I'm feeling down and out? I feel like I've kicked myself to the curb. So what's blocking our manifestation is the sitting around waiting, trying to see with our limited ego point of view the way we think it's supposed to look. Getting trapped in those thoughts of the way it's supposed to be, and it's supposed to be right now, and it's supposed to look like this, and I want this amount, or I want this person, whatever it may be. And because it doesn't happen exactly the way you wanted it to, or you're hoping for, you then get down on yourself. It's like you're taking your strength away. You're kicking yourself around, which is there's no need for, and so we're all guilty of this, but remember, that consequences card came up before. This is just another way that we need to learn. Okay, so this is not a negative on us. It's just, maybe this just needs to happen so we can learn from it, All right, let's see. Gordon Euler says, are you familiar with Canyon Ranch? I am not, actually. I can look it up. Silverstar says these cards are adorable. I know, like, look at their little kittens. Gordon Euler says, I can feel you manifesting cross country. Wow. So I will definitely look it up, though, after the chat today. All right, you guys. So, okay. We have the viewer's choice. So those of you that are in the chat today, you get to participate and choose what the next question will be. I'm going to have you vote in either a red heart or a green heart. Okay, so we'll go red heart, green heart. Vote red heart if, and I don't know if there's somebody here that would like to keep tally of all the red hearts and the green hearts. That would be very helpful if somebody could do that. All of you that want to vote for this question, vote with a red heart. What needs to be blown out of my life right now? I was going off of that eek energy for today, that hurricane energy. What needs to be blown out of my life right now? If you want that question, vote with a red heart. Or, how can I relax today? That Taurus energy, that Taurian energy. Vote with a green heart if you would like to pull cards on that question instead. Okay, so red heart if you want to know what needs to be blown out of your life right now. Green heart if you want to figure out how to relax today, how to embrace the Taurus. You may not be a Taurus, but you can definitely learn from our friends, the Taurians. Okay, so red heart, green heart. Oh, thank you, Silver Star. Okay. All right, so I'll give you guys some time for your red hearts and your green hearts. All right, Grun Oile, of course, green heart. Our little green owl over there. All right, Silver Star also has the green heart. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Green owl's like, I'm obligated. All right, Lisa, red heart. Okay. And while you guys are voting, I'm gonna get the deck ready. And so the deck for whatever question it's going to be, thank you, is Oracle the Strange Forest. Okay, Oracle the Strange Forest. I'm gonna use that one. All right. Looks like we have a majority of green hearts, but we got a couple of red hearts, I think, in there. Maria also has a red heart. All right. Okay, so again, if people are popping in, people are voting between two questions for me to pull cards on. Do you want what needs to be blown out of your life right now? That's going to be voted on with a red heart. And how can I relax today with that Taurus, this daily moon in Taurus energy? Vote on that with a green heart. Okay. I think that's most everybody. Silver Star, what is our heart count at? So how many reds, how many greens do we have? I said how many reds? I mean, I think green was in the win, but I'm not sure. And I'm just fixing my cards down here. So just give me a moment. You guys take your time, no rush. All right, so 2 greens so far and 2 reds so far. Ooh, so we have a tie. We need somebody to be the tiebreaker. Tiebreaker, green heart or red heart? Vote now or forever hold your peace. All right, so Annette voted with green. All right, so we have our tiebreaker. It's going to be green. All right, so let me just move these cards here. All right, so it looks like our tiebreaker is green. And green is, how can I relax today? All right, how can I relax today? I like using the Oracle the Strange Forest because it's all animals. It doesn't have any keywords except for their name, and I love working with animal medicine. So let's see what medicine our animals say that we can work with today. How can we relax today? Remember, we can still get stuff done, but we can relax. All right, so Silver Star said it's green. So 3 green, it was 3 to 2. All right. Okay. Sasquatch. Oh my gosh, I love this one. Okay, let me readjust here. Okay. When we think of Sasquatch and, you know, photos people may have of Sasquatch, he's elusive, right? He or she, whatever, it is very elusive. Maybe caught on camera, but only blurry pictures and blurry film footage, you know, rarely seen. So today, if you want to incorporate a little Sasquatch energy into relaxing, remember, it's just go out and do whatever you need to do that's like absolutely mandatory. Who knows, maybe the only time we see Sasquatch is when it needs to go out and go get some dinner, or, you know, it needs to go grocery shopping, you know, and maybe it's not that often, which is why we don't have that many photos of Sasquatch. But Sasquatch knows all about conserving the energy. So conserve your energy today, you know. Maybe you do want to go outside, but it's just to relax by the pool, or you just want to go do some meditation out there. But what is absolutely necessary today, maybe go get that done, but maybe not all of the things. You know, Sasquatch isn't caught on camera because it conserves its energy and just does exactly what's needed for that day. At least that's my best guess. So Today, embrace the Sasquatch in you. um, let's see, Silver Star says, I love your deck, so colorful. Yeah, I love these backings too. How cool is that? And I think, does this have the edging? Oh yeah, it's got like holographic edging. It's super cool. There we go. So yeah, if something's absolutely necessary, you need to go grocery shopping, I don't know, you got to go take out the trash, just do the bare minimum today. No need to fill your plate nice and high so that you're tired tomorrow. What would Sasquatch do? So WWSD. Grun Euler said, go outside and release with a primal yell to unstress. Exactly. And if you want to do that as well, I mean, have at it, especially if you live in the woods. That'd be excellent. Maybe you might scare a few birds, but you know, it might be needed. So primal yell, maybe you could do that too. But take it easy, you guys. Okay. Going into our healing. Are you guys ready? Okay, so for this healing, I use my singing bowl, but I also use, let me put this here, I have a quartz crystal healing tool here. Okay, it's really hard for you guys to hear because it really isn't made for sound, it's made for its vibration. So this little tuning fork, it kind of retunes you or realigns you into the groundedness, but also heart chakra on down. Okay, so I'm going to use a bit of this. So all you have to do is just be open to the energy, and remember that energy knows no space and time. So people can feel this in the future, in the past, whether they know us or not. We're just putting that healing energy out there. So go ahead and open yourselves up to that healing energy. Silver Star said, my only obligation is to make chicken enchiladas tonight. There you go. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the singing bowl. You guys find a nice comfortable space. If you want to lay down, go ahead. And here we go. And I'll try to maybe put it a little bit by my microphone so you guys can hear. And our intention with this healing is just to unblock us, to help us heal, to aid us in that journey. Also thinking of that Sasquatch energy and just doing what's absolutely necessary, but not overpiling our plates. Also thinking about all the energies that kind of came into play during this reading, things coming to an end, new things beginning, focusing on our strength, allowing in that abundance. Also for all the different elements that we pulled cards for, my water signs, air, earth, and fire. Think about your messages, the messages of celebrating self and celebrating others. The message of taking things as they come, not letting yourself become overwhelmed. The message of calling in your friends, your furry friends, your feathery friends to help you manifest while also creating reciprocity in energy. Thinking about what is possible. Because where our dreams and our manifestations exist is not in this 3D world. We bring it down and we manifest it into 3D. Think about your wishes that you made at 11:11. Think about those manifestations that you spoke aloud or you mentioned in the chat. And we're opening ourselves to those opportunities. We will not sit and wait. We just have confidence and trust that the opportunities will come. We'll continue playing towards our strengths while also honoring our weaknesses, and we can make them strengths. Learning from our actions, not in a negative, but so that we can grow. And taking nice deep breaths. So filling up the lungs and the belly all the way down into the root. And then exhaling it all. So the belly button hits the spine. Let it out. Okay, I'm going to bring out the quartz tuning fork. Again, this might be hard to hear, but again, you're just taking in the vibration that it outputs. Let us clear any blockages we have in the heart. Release any blockages where we can see and feel our own power in their solar plexus. Any blockages that reside in our sacral, our creative center, our passions. Releasing any blocks to our root, our connection to earth, our connection to all. Where we might feel unsafe, we now feel safety. We are grounded. We stand firm on terra firma. Grunola thinks that it sounds like outer space. It kind of does, actually, now that I think about it. Remember that your spirit is the most powerful, infinite thing there is. You come from all that is. Divine source, you are divine in nature. You're connected to everything on this planet, animal, plant, crystal, human, element, so on and so forth. Energy is infinite. It knows no bounds, no space and time. Therefore, everything is possible and anything is possible. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of Florida water. Even if you can't feel me spritzing you with Florida water, it's the energy. Clear out the old, make way for the new. New energy, new thought processes, new habits, new people, new friendships, new loves, new experiences, new opportunity, new growth. Okay, and let's bring in my favorite, moon water. Again, just releasing any of those things that might be getting in our way. A little bit for me too. And put a little bit in my hands. Make way for those manifestations. All right, okay. Whew. That felt good. I hope you guys are feeling the vibes on that one. Let's see, Green Owl said throat keyed great frequency. I always think that sounds like outer space. Yes. Okay, my little notes here. Okay, so if anybody wanted me to pull a card specifically for a personal question, I can do that with any of the super chats or super stickers. So if anybody wants to do a super chat or a super sticker, now's the time. I will pull a one card for you from my little cat deck here. And this will be a question of your choosing. So if you have a personal question, something going on right now, I could pull a card for that. Silver Star said, thank you. My whole body was vibrating, started seeing the greens and purples. Then you said it. Beautiful healing. Dude, I love that tuning fork. I'm just like, it's like I'm just so calm afterwards. I'm like, okay, I'm calm. I'm calm. Okay. All right. So let me have some water and I'll give you guys a moment. If you would like to do super chats or super stickers for your one card, it's totally up to you. But then we're going to go into closing the circle afterwards and giving my gratitudes. Okay. All right then. So let's go ahead and close our circle out. I have my wand again, my antelope and Chlora included quartz wand, which you can find in Desert Cauldron. But I'm going to go the opposite direction that I cast the circle, the elemental circle, and I just envision the blue light that has been surrounding us beyond space and time. You know, this bubble of light expands beyond just my home here, but to everywhere. And so now what I'm doing is I would just be bringing in that blue light back in through my directional tool here, which would be this wand, bringing it back into the heart chakra, which is the light of source, and getting grounded back into Mama Gaia. Okay, so from the heart back to source. All right, so I'm just going to start again at the north. So north is behind me, and here we go. Just thanking all the elements for coming together and helping us to create this beautiful space for each other. Thanking the elements of the west as that light gets pulled back in. The elements to the south. And our element at the east. Coming back in. Heart back to source. And grounding back into the earth. Okay, so Grown Oila, what paths are open to me today? One card, please. For sure, for sure. Okay. Let's go ahead and pull out these kitten cards for you, Green Owl. So what paths are open to me today? What paths are open to you today? What paths are open to Green Owl today? What paths are open to Green Owl today? Here we go. Oh my gosh. Okay, remember Green Owl, you were talking about the birds in the sky. Check out what's going on here. It's like these birds are dive bombing these two kittens, or are they just playing, or are they fighting? Okay, so let me move these off to the side so I don't get the other cards confused with your card. Okay. All right, so the animal medicine, obviously bird medicine was coming in for you, obviously green owl. And there is an opportunity, a path that is open for you to, and remember, because we have many paths, we get to make all the decisions we want because we're in charge, right? I choose to do this or I choose to do this. So if you've been feeling some friction with somebody today, it could be somebody within the home, it could be somebody outside of the home, work, friends, anything like that. And just like you saw the birds in the sky, where it looked like they were fighting and attacking each other, who says they weren't in just a saucy dance, you know? But it's all our perception. And perhaps we feel like this friction or whatever may be going on with this other person, that's how it has to be. Like, he or she started it, you know, I'm not giving in, you know. So it's a choice to continue that friction or to see it as friction. You know, sometimes somebody will say something very innocuous to us, but we choose to take it in a positive light or a negative light, or choose not to react at all. You know, that's also an option. But perhaps in this instance, whatever this person said or did or whatever may have happened may have been taken in, they're trying to start something with me, or they're trying to instigate, or they're trying to, whatever it may be. And that's just a perception, just like the perception of the birds in the sky. Maybe it really did look like they were fighting, but you know, we could always ask the birds what was actually going on. So you have a choice today. This path that you can choose today is to change your perception of the situation, make it one more interesting, maybe more fun, maybe decide, you know, this person isn't worth, you know, having an argument with or whatever, and I choose to do this instead. I choose to have a party with myself. Or you may even throw the person for a loop. Maybe they were trying to instigate something with you, but you're choosing not to get into that energy, and you might instead want to say, hey, do you want to come to my house and hang out? And I guarantee you, somebody who's trying to fight with you or get into an argument with you is going to be totally thrown off if you're inviting them to your house to party or listen to music or, you know, have a beer or whatever it may be. And that may be the energetic change that interaction needed. Okay, so whatever has been causing some friction, or at least it perceives to be friction or just bad blood, bad energy between you and another person, see how you can tweak it today. You have that choice today, especially today being, you know, the winds of change. We can go either way with this. Totally just throw the situation on its head. You know, maybe actually throw a party. Throw some love that person's way that maybe it doesn't seem like, you know, somebody has in their head like, yeah, you know, and then she did this or he did this, da 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 da. And then you're like, you know what? I love you, man. You know, have I mentioned that I'm always so jealous on how you do your hair. I really love your hair. You know, and if you're like in the middle of arguing with somebody and you throw that in, they're like, wait, what? Thanks. You know, and you're like, you know what? This is silly. Let's change the topic, or, you know, let's decide to, you know, let bygones be bygones. You know, everybody's got their own opinion and they're entitled to it. Okay, so you get to take that path today if you so choose. You can turn this into a party or you can turn it into a fight. Your choice. And it's all perception. Were the birds dancing or were the birds fighting? Lovely, al carpe pa, perfecto. Excellent. Okay. All right, you guys. So I want to thank everybody who popped in today. There was people popping in and out and people that will probably watch the replay later. Thank you everybody who's come to watch the weekly reading, the weekly energies, the collective reading out here, our little forecast. So everybody who, supports by coming in and interacting, or at least, just watching, listening, sending good vibes out there. That's great advice. And I think for all of us. But yeah, thank you in all the ways that you guys support, showing love and, the DMs on Instagram and whatever, and people who help support monetarily as well, the super chats and the super stickers. Thank you, Green Owl. And also thank you to my patrons. Thank you to anybody who's maybe considering joining the YouTube memberships. Thank you to everybody who's done PayPal. People who have supported by, getting readings from me or buying some of my witchy items or supporting Desert Cauldron. Thank you in all of the ways. Okay, and sometimes it's moral support, and I am so grateful for that too. So in all the ways, I thank you. I'm grateful for each and every one of you. This is a beautiful community, and it would not be so without you guys. Okay, so also to my individual patrons, thank you to Michelle and Surian and Brandy and V and Samara and Kirsten and Jason and the Silver Wheel Witch, and to Brian. Thank you so much. All right, Silver Star Priestess, thank you. Would you like to pull a card for you? I could before we sign off today, if you have a question in mind. But again, yeah, just thank you to everybody who supported me on this journey. Some people have been here since I started on YouTube back in 2016, and that's actually when I started Kittens, Weights, and Tarot. And I started putting myself out there. I'd been already doing tarot readings, but I was a little nervous to start doing it professionally. So thank you everybody for all the encouragement, and look where we are now. So much has changed and evolved and grown, and the next thing I'm looking forward to is that retreat. So, just a thank you. Thank you so much, and thank you, by the way, for being our moderator today. So, which, by the way, Silver Star, I do. You have the wrench of power. I was just making sure. So, thank you guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Saturday. I'm wishing you a fantastic week. Don't forget to embrace some of that extra energy that we have, today, tomorrow, and the first of the Tresena, which would be on Tuesday. Think about how you want to free yourself from maybe some of those self-imposed prisons that you may have put yourself in, how you want to touch other people's lives, how you want to extend, and bring in that abundance. So thank you, Annette, you too, and to all of you guys, have a beautiful week. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out. Bye, guys.